Alright there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm going to be discussing with you the latest news that has been officially going on since I last spoke to you, like the Ronaldo case, the Morata case, the even Perisic case. A few more things I've updated since then guys, so I'm going to be notifying you guys all about that. Latest news now about David De Gea, potentially the world's best keeper in the world. And when you've got a keeper at that calibre, 38 points, keeps 38 clean sheets, 38 points if you don't leak a goal. So, yes, part of the deal has been round about 100 million price tag set out. You know, a world record fee for David De Gea. Do you think he could be going to Real Madrid? It's possible now that he could be going to Real Madrid because in the past we've seen 60 million rejected by Manchester United, and then they've lost their interest, and all of a sudden it's grown back again. And I think that they do want David De Gea. Also about Donnarumma from AC Milan, he's well talented. He could develop himself more, and he's a fantastic keeper, and he could be the next Manchester United's number one. And a lot of United fans said they would be happy to see Donnarumma coming, because we could, if we was to get him, we could get him for a reasonable. We could get him for a reasonable fee, a reasonable transfer fee. But he's good. But he's Keylor Navas and Donnarumma are not in like the same calibre as David De Gea. No one's in the same calibre as David De Gea. He's potentially the world's best goalkeeper in the world. He's been at the club since 2011. Do you think that he could be leaving? Do you think that he could go to Real Madrid? I think if he does leave, that Manchester United do definitely need a goalkeeper for next season, because obviously last season, Romero got in that first team over De Gea in the Europa League final and last stage of the last season. So we'll definitely need a goalkeeper if David De Gea does leave. So that is essential. Obviously, agreed terms now. Well, according to reports that Real Madrid have offered a player, or it's Keylor Navas or James Rodriguez, or it could be both. That Real Madrid have offered a player, to get AC Milan's Donnarumma in the Real Madrid team. It could be part of a deal. Keylor Navas goes to AC Milan, Donnarumma goes to Real Madrid. Also, Donnarumma's been linked to a lot of teams. We've been linked with him. Juventus have been linked with him. Quite a lot of teams have been linked with Donnarumma. He's a high prospect, and he's still only young. He's a wonder kid for AC Milan. And I do highly rate him. He's a good goalkeeper. But yeah, and there's been talks now about this Cristiano Ronaldo, according to some fans, nonsense that's been talking about. Could this affect the Alvaro Morata deal? No, I don't think it will affect the Alvaro Morata deal, guys, because I don't think it is a true asset. I don't think this is true, to be quite fair. But then again, I'm not quite sure. Ronaldo, he's world class. He's the best player in the world. He's achieved well at Real Madrid. Won his 4 Ballon d'Ors. He's gonna be winning his 5 Ballon d'Ors. Won 21 trophies in his career as Cristiano Ronaldo. Won 21 trophies in his career. Won the Champions League 3 times in 4 seasons with Real Madrid. And scored absolute bag full of goals. I think he scored 100 goals when he was at Manchester United. I think 42 was in one season in all competitions. But I think it's just all to do with his tax. I think it's something to do with his tax case about this. I think Ronaldo's just been petulant. So I think it's something to do with his tax allegation, and he's really, really wound up and annoyed about it. That he's insisted that he wants to leave as Ronaldo. He's also told George Mendes a couple of years ago that he wants to leave Real Madrid. It was also in that Portuguese paper from Ebola that it was irreversible. That he wanted to leave Real Madrid. But there again, there's been loads of evidence. It's been according to Spanish reports, Portuguese reports. But there's been a lot of evidence about it, and he's even told his teammates that he wants to leave. But it wouldn't be sprouting about this, guys. If there was some like unless it wouldn't be sprouting about like this unless there was some like substantiation to this matter. Could Ronaldo come to Manchester United? Could he possibly be returning? He has also played under Mourinho in the past, And I don't think he'll leave Madrid, but if he does leave Madrid, there'd be only one team he'd come back to in the Premier League, he did say, and that would be Manchester United. But I think it's this allegations about this tax fraud is the main matter of the fact about this. That he's really, really annoyed about it. He feels as though, you know, he hasn't done anything wrong in this situation as Ronaldo. And he just feels annoyed about it. And he is petulant. We've seen it happen before with Messi in the past, you know, defrauding tax allegations in case. We've seen it happen with him. Honest to God, guys, I do not think Ronaldo will leave. He's just a top star quality player, you know, he's the best in the world, you know. Also, 2 goals in the Champions League final, 3 goals in the semi-final, 3 goals in the quarter-final. Ronaldo is just absolutely fantastic player. He just scores absolute bag full of goals. You'd be talking if we got Ronaldo back 30, 40 goals a season. And he's better than Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic had that line well last season, you know, 28 goals in all competitions. Should have been 30 really. But Ronaldo, obviously, compare them two. Ronaldo's more motivated, reads his game more. And you know, he'd be fantastic in that number 9 role. I don't think he'd get that number 7 role. He possibly could, because Manchester United wouldn't want to keep that number 7 role vacant, because, you know, as a commercial point of view. I think we are going to keep that number 7 role vacant for quite a while now at Manchester United. But yes, guys, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that Ronaldo's going to be coming back to Manchester United. I just can't see it happening. He's not going to allow Messi, you know, to go on and win the Ballon d'Or every year without Ronaldo participating in the La Liga. I just can't see Ronaldo leaving. But there was talks that, as I said, some United fans think this Morata deal could be affected by the Ronaldo case. You know, there's been talks, according to the Daily Star, that I've read, that there could be Ronaldo and Morata as a swap for David De Gea. I heard about that. Whether that's true or not, I do not know, because rumours resources changed each single day. But now, according to reports, as I said, I'd pay anything. We will to pay anything, because we've got the funds, we've got that amount of money to pay it. We'd pay anything to get Cristiano Ronaldo back at Manchester United. But according to the latest reports I have just read up about, guys, that Cristiano Ronaldo now, Real Madrid's target, it could be around about 174.5 million, I think it is, for Cristiano Ronaldo. Are Manchester United willing to pay that? I think Manchester United would still pay that, you know, for the world's best player in the world. But there's a price tag of around £174 million. Yeah, but Ronaldo's told numerous Spanish reports, he's told Lopez, he's told Jorge Mendes, told his teammates that he does insist that he wants to leave Real Madrid. And I still think he's got his contract still until 2021 or 2022, I think it is. But if he comes to Manchester United, hopefully sign a new contract, you know, he'd be absolute star of our team, you know, it'd be fantastic. You know, he's 32 years old, but he's still going strong, you know. We could if he comes to Manchester United, get another 3-4 seasons out of him, and win us the title for the next 3 years, because that's what I think will happen if we do get Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, will the scenario come true, and will this possible dream come true? You know, I think every Manchester United fan wants Ronaldo to come back. But I just think a lot of Manchester United fans says, well, we've all heard it before, it is nonsense. To be honest, I'm not quite sure. It could be nonsense. A lot of United fans do think it is nonsense, to be quite fair. Right there, guys. But like I say, guys, if David De Gea does leave the club, we definitely need a keeper in there. Definitely need another goalkeeper if David De Gea does leave. Donnarumma's been an option before. You know, we've looked at Cassius Michael before as a viable alternative replacement. You know, Donnarumma could still be coming to Manchester United, but I think Real Madrid could be in the ascendancy now. He's a wonder kid, he's Donnarumma. I do highly rate him, just not in the same calibre as David De Gea. But he's still young, he's Donnarumma. He's still young. So, they've offered a player of Real Madrid, Keylor Navas, and I think James Rodriguez could be put in that equation as well. And that, as I said about James Rodriguez, he's been linked to so many teams. As I said, reports sometimes lie, reports sometimes tell the truth with James Rodriguez. I said I wasn't fully convinced that he was going to come. I wasn't fully committing that James Rodriguez was going to come. Because reports tell you different stories and different facts each day. So I don't know about James Rodriguez. Could he be going? Could he even be going to AC Milan? You don't know. I don't know where James Rodriguez is essentially going, guys. And the latest news about Aaron Morata, yes, the deal is still a delay until next week. Is Alvaro Morata, obviously he got that his wedding's today, isn't it? He's got to do a medical. And then, why don't you come and sign for the biggest club in the world? What a way to start your honeymoon, Alvaro Morata. You know, everything's agreed with the player, the personal terms have been agreed. It's just a matter about how much Real Madrid want for Alvaro Morata. You know, could he be £78 million now that Real Madrid are looking more in the region to put a price tag of around £78 million for Alvaro Morata? He's not worth £78 million, is Alvaro Morata, but if Manchester United are willing to pay it, we'll pay it. It's still important because he's one of our main priorities, you know. He's got the physical attributes to bring to Manchester United. He's a good player, you know. You can't compare him to the other big names that we've looked into, but he's a good player and he's one of our Jose Mourinho's main targets to get in the summer. So like I said, I don't think this deal will be halted by Ronaldo. I don't think it will affect the Morata deal at all. I think it will be still perfectly fine, and I'm still very, very confident Morata will come to Manchester United because it is almost agreed now. It's just that transfer fee needs full negotiating. Morata, he's not even worth £60 million, you know, but yeah, if we benefit from these situations about these transfer gossip and allegations that's going on, and then it's all worked out. But I'm not sure if David De Gea is staying. You know, does he think he's had his time at Manchester United? You know, when he was rested for the last stage of last season, when Romero got that first choice, did it put something then in David De Gea? Did he think to himself, I might go back to Madrid? You know. But we can afford these players. We are the richest club in the world, and yes, guys, we are the richest club in the world. As I said, we need a backup plan with Morata as well. On the left, even Perisic, no more latest news to update you about him. I think Manchester United are capable of basically paying £48 million for him, as we was in advance talks for around 30-35 million talks with even Perisic. But Manchester United rate him as a £30 million player. I rate him as around about 30-35 million player at the most. I don't think he's worth £48 million. He's not. He would improve a squad, even Perisic, but he wouldn't improve a starting 11. You know, he's not a big high candidate. He is a good player. He's good in the air, very, very skillful. You know, he's very versatile. You know, he's got a lot of good physical attributes about his game, but I don't think he's worth £48 million. Obviously, Manchester United, he's likely that he's coming because he has agreed personal terms as even Perisic, and he's one of Inter Milan's standout players, but he's nothing special. But we could use that £48 million, you know, to get a better player on the board, someone who's more highly rated, or you know. But I still think even Perisic will come to Manchester United, as we do need that dedicated width. So nothing much more to update you about Ivan Perisic. It still looks like that he's coming. When will this be announced? Will it be announced next week? Could it be fully announced tomorrow, the transfer fee negotiation? You know, are Manchester United willing to pay £48 million for Ivan Perisic? I think so. I still think we'll pay £48 million, even though he's not worth £48 million. I still think Manchester United will pay it. You know, when Raiola said about going back to talking Donnarumma, Raiola said he's currently, according to reports, he's offered Donnarumma to come to Manchester United. He's basically offered that, but I think we would get him for a reasonable fee, you know, if Donnarumma was to come in goal for Manchester United. He's a highly rated keeper. He's made 68 appearances, I think, for AC Milan since 2015, and I think he's made about 68 appearances for AC Milan since 2015. He's potentially a highly rated keeper. Keylor Navas is a highly rated keeper, but they're just nowhere near in the same calibre, you know, guys, as David De Gea. I think Pogba should be I think Herrera should get pushed in right, maybe more forward, right centre mid, so he expresses himself more and attacks more. Maybe he did well in that centre defensive mid, holding that line well last season, but nah. I think he's better up. Obviously, Paul Pogba's good when he's set free, comes restricted when he goes against defensive duties. And yes, guys, who else have we looked into? Yes, we also talked about a £50 million for Eric Dyer. Jose Mourinho was very interested in Fabinho, and Fabinho did insist. The last reports I did currently read that Fabinho was interested in coming to Manchester United, but Mourinho's not. He's not his main priority or target anymore, as he's targeted Eric Dyer or Matic. But Mourinho did say he would go back for Fabinho if he did fail to get Eric Dyer or Matic in the team. Eric Dyer, £50 million is way too much for Eric Dyer. I said I don't really highly rate him. He has progressed in the Euros and he's starting to progress himself more. But I'd rather take anyone in that centre defensive mid. I'd rather take Fabinho all day long. Your likes of Nainggolan, even Taliscan Anderson in that midfield. Icardi, Matuidi, even Iniesta in a Manchester United shirt, he'd probably get put in that centre attacking mid, like a David Silva. I just don't really highly rate Eric Dyer, and also I don't highly rate Matic, he's like a Fellaini in decline, so I'd rather use that 50 million or 40 or 50 million to get Fabinho on the board, who's a much more highly rated player. And Eric Dyer and Matic don't complement Fabinho, Nainggolan, Taliscan Anderson, Matuidi. They don't complement any of them players, or even Herrera and Pogba. Matic or Dyer don't complement Herrera or Pogba. At that left back position, there's not many viable alternatives. It's going to be interesting to see next season how Mourinho does line up. It's going to be interesting to see at that left back who does get the left back. I would keep Luke Shaw. He did receive a bit of criticism, but I would keep Luke Shaw at that left back position because everyone says he's injury prone, but he's our main left back out of all the possible left backs that we've got. He's the main left back that we've got because we saw last season. We saw last season on the left, really, there wasn't much attacks coming from the left, There wasn't players overlapping on that left-hand side, and also too Martial getting doubled over by defences, and Martial was struggling on that left at times, to get through the defence and operate space and getting behind, and there was problems on that left-hand side last season especially. I think left back, if we do sign, we could still sign a left back. We have looked at left backs. We've looked at like Danny Rose. We looked at Mendy. We have looked at quite a few left backs. I don't think it is the most essential position for Manchester United. Blind could even get that left back. Blind could even get centre defensive mid. Blind could even stay in centre back. We're not quite sure yet. Damian's he played well last season. Did Damian as well? I thought he was very, very good. Damian, but he won't get. Damian, no, he's not potentially a left back. He is a right back. But obviously, Valencia is a preferred choice over Damian at that right back position. Also, not too sure what's going to be happening with Axel Tunesby. I thought he could be going out on loan somewhere, depending how things plan out. But he played the last stage of last season. He did play well. He can play in that right back position as he did a couple of times. He was fantastic against Arsenal on his debut. Can also play in that midfield as he did a couple of times. Could Axel Tunesby. So he's got a few positions on him, and I do think he's a good player, is Axel Tunesby. Also, Marcus Rojo, who got injured against Anderlecht last season in the Europa League. He could play at left back as well, can Rojo. He's played at centre back before as well. But yeah, guys, Martial probably won't get put into a central role. He probably will get on that left. He'll stay on the left. Some people think the number 11 shirt's a more iconic shirt than that number 9 role. But yeah, we've had loads of good players over the years. You know, with Ronaldo in the team, we've had like a Rooney when he was fantastic back in the day. You know, we've had quite a few number nines. We've had Lewis Hard in that number 9. We've had Berbatov in that number 9. And then at number 7, we've had Michael Owen in the past. We've had David Beckham in the past. We've had Di Maria there. You know, we've had loads and loads of players. You know, and also other good players we've had. We've had Carlos Tevez, who was a traitor, but he was a good player when he was at Manchester United. You know, but nowhere near them players that we've had are nowhere near the calibre as Ronaldo, in the same calibre as Ronaldo. And I just would love to tell you guys on the next video that, you know, Ronaldo has fully come to Manchester United, he's signed a new contract, and whatever we've paid for him, I do not care less, because, you know, he's come back to Manchester United, and he'll bring the justice, and, you know, we should be winning the league, you know, with him, if he comes back into the team especially. Yeah, so we should be winning the league if he comes back into the team especially. I just really hope that this is true. But just a lot of people think it's nonsense saying, you know, we heard it all before, as I said. And, you know, it won't be happening, guys. This will not be happening. Also, Chelsea, according to reports, have got around 200, they've got a 250 million budget. I think they are going to get Lukaku, they're in the sense to get Lukaku, but they are going to be paying, you know, a world record fee, a ridiculous amount of money for Lukaku, who I do rate in some assets, I don't rate in some assets. He's a very good he's a good goal scorer, he's Romelu Lukaku. He's just not very competitive in the big games. I just think Romelu Lukaku is a big game flop. You know, we was interested in him, but I wouldn't really like to see him come to Manchester United. He would lead the line well, but I just think he's a big game flop, he's Romelu Lukaku. I really do. I think he's a big game flop. And yes, the players that we're looking to get rid of in the summer is the likes of Ashley Young. I think Ashley Young's go for Fellaini. I want Fellaini to go as well. Januzaj, he could be going to Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad have been linked with Adnan Januzaj. Centre back Smalling, I don't think he'll be here next season, as a lot of teams have been linked to him. I think we will be getting rid of Smalling. Also, Phil Jones, he probably will go, but I thought he did well. You know, when he turned from his injury in the last stage of the season, I thought he did pick up, and I thought he played well at that centre-back position, did Phil Jones. I said when he gets 10 games under his belt, he can perform well, can Phil Jones. So I'm not quite sure about him if he will stay, but I presume there's more chance of Jones going than Phil Jones departing. So, so Manchester United basically, we've already got Lindelof on the board, which is fantastic. You know, him and Bailey centre-back will be fantastic centre-back partnership. That's been fully announced, so that's good. Could that be a reincarnation of Vidic and Ferdinand, the new Vidic and Ferdinand? I said Lindelof does have a few reservations about his game, does Victor Lindelof, but he's achieved well at Benfica, you know, and he's helped him win the double, so yeah, I think it would be fantastic for Manchester United, will be Victor Lindelof. And yes, it's important. Jose Mourinho has identified the midfield as his key role to get that player in there, because it's very, very dramatically important that we do get him in there. But I'll be very disappointed if Manchester United did get Eric Dyer. If they did get Eric Dyer there, if they did get Matic, I would be very, very disappointed in there. But obviously, Ed Woodward, if we do, I don't know, these underwhelming players that we are going into, because they're not Galactico, let's be honest. Are Manchester United going to get any Galactico players? You know, Ronaldo could be nonsense. You know, Mbappe. With Mbappe, he's one of the highest prospects in the world, as I said. But Arsenal, he rejected a bid from Arsenal, £87 million. And all of a sudden, according to reports, £100 million being put in for Mbappe by Arsenal as well. So I still think Real Madrid could be incentive to get Mbappe, to seek these funds to get Mbappe in. I'm not quite sure. I don't think Manchester United will get Mbappe in. Now, there's still a possible chance that we could get him, but I'm not quite sure about that, guys. I'm not quite sure if we will really sign any Galactico players. We could just sign these underwhelming players that have got good physical attributes, but are not Galactico players. Yeah, guys, so obviously last season we achieved well. We won the Europa League. won the League Cup and the Community Shield if you want to count that. So Jose Mourinho, his debut 12th season, his first debut season at Manchester United succeeded. He bought 4 decent players last summer. And he did succeed last season. He really did succeed. The league campaign was very, very lacklustre with all the draws, with some of the games that ultimately Manchester United should have won. But we reached that. The Europa League was the main priority. We got that on the board. We've now won every single, domestic cup, and it's just fantastic. We've won every single domestic cup. So yeah, and obviously there was a list for Ed Woodward. If we didn't win Europa League, we didn't get into Champions League. Obviously, they're our main priorities. The list, if we did win the Europa League, which we did, and get Champions League, which we have done, there's a list of players that Jose Mourinho wants to look into. So basically, we've got 1 player on the board, so we're looking to about another 3, 4, 5 players in. Easily could be spending over £200 million. Easily spending over £200 million could Jose Mourinho on players. Obviously, we've had a few surprise signings. We could still get them surprise signings. Bernardo Silva going to Manchester City was a surprise, as we was in advanced talks. We get Bernardo Silva arrived in Manchester, and then did a U-turn to Manchester City. So that was a very shock. So we lost out on Bernardo Silva. Di Maria won't come back to Manchester United either. Hernandez, who had 5 great years at Old Trafford, who won the Player of the Year as well. And he was fantastic under Louis van Gaal's era. And he's playing well for Bayer Leverkusen, but I can't see Hernandez coming back to Manchester United either. I think Marcus Rashford's got great young talent experience, but he's, as I said, not ready to lead the lines just as yet. I think he can express himself well on the left if he does get them a game under his belt. He can express himself well on the left because his finishing assets just needs to improve a little bit. But the element of his game is on that left. He likes to tease, manipulate defenders. He likes to get through the channels on that width. So I think he'd be good on that width with Rashford, to be honest, as a few fans said last season for Marcus Rashford. Yes, but Wayne Rooney, the speculation about Wayne Rooney that he does need to go. There's Wayne Rooney. I'm not quite sure what's happening with him. They said the only team he'd go back to would be Everton if he was to join another team. If he was to go back to a team in the Premier League, it would be Everton. Stoke have also lost their interest now, as they was interested in him at one point. But Rooney's not going to develop himself more. He's not going to offer us out else. So we need to get Rooney out of the door. Obviously, that was speculation about James Rodriguez, that according to reports would agreed principle for James Rodriguez that we wanted to sign him. But and he could get that number 10 role to replace Rooney if Rooney doesn't go, he probably won't be able to come. But now, since about James Rodriguez, he's very versatile. He's a very, very good left-footed player. He's been fantastic for Real Madrid as James Rodriguez. But I just can't see it happening. I don't think he will come to Manchester United, to be quite fair, as many teams have been heavily linked with James Rodriguez. I'm just not fully convinced that it still will happen. Yes, guys, I'm just not fully convinced that it still will happen. There's also Thomas Lemar has been on the equation as well for a few teams. He's another player that's got a wonder of a left foot as well. And that's what Manchester United need, a few left-footed players in that team as well, in our team. So yes, guys, who else are we going on with? Yes, Ousa Dembele, he'd be fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's good that Jose Mourinho's creating his youth in the team. I'd love the likes of Dembele to come. He's the highest prospect, got fine footwork, very skillful. He's going to be voted in the top 2, top 3 when Messi and Ronaldo retire. But with this Ronaldo scenario and situation, it is a bit like the Gareth Bale. I don't think he's willing to leave Real Madrid. He's Premier League proven. Everyone says he's injury prone, so he didn't get many games last season. Also missed the Champions League final. I think he came on as a late substitution. I'd love Gareth Bale to come. He's a Galactico player from Real Madrid. But I just can't see that happening either. So this Ronaldo scenario is basically just like the Gareth Bale one that we heard a few weeks ago. But I don't really believe that it is going to happen, guys, about this Ronaldo thing. Could even Perisic, you know, if Manchester United, let's go back to even Perisic. He's good in the air, he's got a lot of physical attributes, but even Perisic, this, are Manchester United willing to pay £48 million? Are they willing to pay £48 million? He's rated 30 million, but this transfer basically not could be inflated. It's still more than likely that he will be coming to Manchester United, even Perisic. So it is going to be interesting to see how Manchester United do line up. He could go with a 4-3-3 next season. He could go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. They are Jose Mourinho's main, you know, lineups. But like I say about Cristiano Ronaldo, guys, he's just been petulant. He used to do it at Manchester United a few times, being like petulant and throwing his toys out of the pram. It's just, I think, main part of it's this defrauding tax case and these allegations about it. I just think that's the main reason why he said this. Well, he did say to George Mendes 2 months ago, according to reports, that he does want to leave Real Madrid. He's also got that Confederations Cup in Russia, I think, Confederation Mexican Cup in Russia, I think it is, as well, to come up. Don't know when that is. Is it tomorrow or something like that? So yeah, guys, we'll just have to we'll just see what happens. But like I say, Morata said it's going to be announced by next week. So it does look like he's coming to Manchester United. Not too sure when even Perisic will be fully announced also. Eric Dyer, more things will update about that, as around about £50 million. There's been talks about that as well. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So that's about it, guys. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my time and company today. Put your comments and likes below, and I hope you've enjoyed my company, as I said. So drop a like on the video. So take it easy, guys, and I'll see you on my next video. So bye.